Another reminder, we're having church camp. I think it starts in a couple weeks. It's called Christian Acres Church Camp, so look up that their website for more information on that.
I think it's like the 20th through the 25th.
I think
maybe?
so. Not next week,
But the
week
next
after
week,
that.
yes.
So I'm pretty sure it's for middle school all the way through high school.
Yeah.
So
And then you can go up or down a grade. So if like you can't go 1 week, you can go the next week, unless you're me.
unless you're
a senior, then it's kind of tough. But next year, I can go down a grade.
That's true. So if you're watching this, you're like, man, I don't have any plans for this summer. Go to church camp.
That's right.
I think it's $25, super cheap,
So, yeah, something like that.
something like that. And even if you can't afford it, let someone
We've
know
got
here at the
people to
church,
help.
and they got you. Okay?
Yes.
No worries.
Don't
So-
be ashamed about it either.
Oh
It's
yeah,
fine.
for sure. If you're just like, hey, can't go, can't afford it, the church will
We
pay for you to go.
got you.
The church
We
will
got
pay for
your
you to
back.
go, and you're gonna have the best time at camp. So night 3, it's the last night. Kind of sad.
It is kind of sad, actually.
What has been your favorite part so far at CSKO?
Oh goodness. Honestly, I really liked the pre-service of tonight. Like I was babysitting a little bit before this. That was really fun. Then we got Chick-fil-A. Of course, that was amazing.
You can't
Ice cream.
not be happy with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, so like I'm really hyped right now. So I just can't wait to see how the service goes, and then like this will probably be my favorite night. Hopefully.
Yeah, tonight our guest speaker is Isaac, Jacob's brother. So that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
What did you think about last night?
I loved last night. She did a really great job. A really great job. Really great job.
Good job. Good job, everybody.
No, she really did. And she made me feel good about my height, you know, because we were both taller. I didn't feel so insecure about my height. So
Yeah, I
it
think
was
she's
good.
taller than me.
Yeah, I think she was too.
I'm short. I'm the shortest guy in my family. So.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh. You're still taller than me, though, I think. That's not that
Probably
bad.
barely. It is what it is.
It is what it is. God
But-
made you the way He wanted you to be.
Facts. Spitting truth over here.
Yeah, so.
But I think it was awesome last night. I think it was awesome to see a girl speak, and I think it was
I did
for
too.
you
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
like, especially like to see like,
Very
hey, this is something I can do too.
Exactly, very empowering. I was like, "You go, girl," because we haven't had a guest speaker or a woman guest speaker except for Joni, but she was with her husband, so. But
yeah,
still,
and she killed it. It was awesome.
she did. Yeah, she really did.
So we're gonna play a quick game of That's Me Again, just a couple minutes before service starts. Waking up during summer break, not knowing what day it is.
That's me. That was literally me the other day. I woke up on Saturday and I was like, I got to get ready for Sunday school. And then it was not Sunday.
Whoops.
Whoopsies.
Well, it's
Is-
not just for students. Jacob texted me this morning because we go to breakfast on Wednesdays. He's like, breakfast today? Or no, he texted me last night. He's like, breakfast tomorrow. And he's like, wait a minute, tomorrow's Tuesday. And then he sent me a GIF saying, I am an idiot. So it's not just students.
Yeah,
Adults
it's
do
adults.
it too.
Is that you too?
Yes,
Okay.
that is me. Like,
Yeah.
and when we have service 3 days in a row, I'm like, I don't know what day it is.
Yeah, I know. That's me too.
So one more, and then we're gonna probably go into the service. Rewatching the same Netflix show over and over.
I can't say that's me.
Oh, it's for sure me.
Once I watch it, it's like one and done. I can't go back.
I watched The Office at least 20 times.
I could never get into that show. The only funny ones, or Friends, and that kills people too.
I'm not a big friend.
Yeah,
My wife is. She's gonna kill me. She's gonna murder me
yeah.
when she hears
Callie
that.
will kill him. But yeah, I can't say that's me. Good.
It is good. And
That type of TV show, you know what I'm saying?
Hallmark.
Yeah, I do like Hallmark. Which is basically like watching the same thing over and over. So
True. What movie? If you've seen one, you've seen them all.
you've seen them all. I promise.
If you're into Hallmark movies, it's fine. Comment
yeah,
below and let us know if you're into Hallmark movies or your favorite Netflix show. All right. So, any final thoughts before we get into service?
No, just can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to sing some worship songs, then we're going to get a message from Isaac. It's going to be awesome, so stay tuned for that.
Woo.
without hope, with no place to begin. Your love made a way to let mercy come in. When death was arrested and my life began, ash was redeemed, only beauty remains. My orphan heart was given a name. My mourning grew quiet, my feet rose to dance. When death was arrested and my life began. Oh, your grace so free washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. You have made us new, now life begins with you.
Released from my chains, I'm a prisoner no more. My shame was erased, He faithfully bore. He canceled my debt and He called me His friend. When death was arrested and my life began.
So free washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. You have made us new, now life begins with you. Our Savior displayed on a criminal's cross. Darkness rejoiced as though heaven had lost. Was arrested.
draw near, every failure falls away. In the silence I hear the voice that comes to see. You're in the water deep, no matter what I see. You are with me, you are for me, will never leave. You are with me, you are for me. Through the flood and through the flames, the Spirit moves. When my enemies invade, oh, you hold me close to you. You are confident in battle, you won't abandon me, no matter what I see. You are with me, you are for me, never leave. You are with me, you are for me, never leave. You are with me, you are for me, never leave. You are with me, you are for me, never leave. Will never leave me. You are here right now. Victory is breaking out right here, right now. You're breaking chains that hold me down. You are here right now. Your victory is breaking out right here, right now. You're breaking chains that hold me down. You are here right now. Yes, Jesus, your victory is breaking out right here, right now. You're breaking chains that hold me down. You are here right now. Victory is breaking out right here, right now. You are with me, you are for me, never leave. You are with me, you are for me, never leave. You are with me, you are for me, never leave. You are with me, you are for me, you are with me, you are for me, never leave. You are with me, you are for me, you are with me, you are for me, will never leave. You are with me, you are for me.
Am I good? Are we on? Somebody yell if you can hear me. Yell if you can hear me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to CSKO, night number 3. This is the last night. I'm pretty bummed about it. But this is just the beginning of the summer. This whole summer is going to be awesome. We're going to be doing stuff all summer long, so it's going to be really fun. And as you guys know, if you've been here, and if you haven't, we've been playing Family Feud. We had like a tournament going on. And tonight is actually for the first point in the summer competition. So I need the 2 winning teams to come up here. First, who won? Team 1 or Team 2? 2, get up here. Get up here on the left. Let's give it up for Team 2. They had a good victory. I think... Sophie, hurry up. Come on now. They're a little shorthanded tonight. As you can see, this is everybody they have from their crew. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Now, crew 4, I need you guys up here. There's 6 of you guys. It's 6v4. What the heck? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll leave it. No. We're good. We're good. This team's the underdog, so I kind of want them to win now that I think about it. Who wants team 2 to win? And what about Team 4? All right, well, let's see what happens. Give me your best person up here first.
Oh, I got Mary Beth.
All right, remember the rules. You can't hit the table until I read the question. We got 3 rounds. All right, here we go. Name the most popular Disney shows of the 2000s. Aiden, you went a little bit early.
You got it out, Jonah.
I was still reading it, so.
On thousands.
In the middle, exactly.
Yeah.
So I got to give that one to Mary Beth. Mary Beth, can you name one?
Hannah Montana.
Is Hannah number one answer? You guys want to play? All right. It's fine. They watched it. All right. Who wants to go first? All right, Sophie. Why are you so far away? It's okay. You can come over here. Name one of the most popular TV show or Disney TV shows from the 2000s.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
We got Wizards of Waverly Place on the board. We do. All right. Ethan, Isaac, who's next? Come on, Ethan. You got this one. Come on. Name a popular Disney show from the 2000s.
Mickey Mouse.
Is Mickey Mouse on the board? It's all right. You got 2 more chances. No big deal. All right, Isaac. Pressure's on.
I'm going to say this. That's so Raven.
Is that so? There it is. You know what? You guys can help each other since you're kind of the underdog tonight. I'll let it go. All right, Mary Beth, you're up. Say that again.
Zach and Cody.
Is The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody on the board? It is. We got 2 more. Sophie, if you can get one of these, you're one step closer to winning. 5 seconds, no pressure.
Jonas.
Is Jonas on the board? Down to your last chance. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds. You got to give me an answer. Hey, you can't get help from the crowd now. Come on, I'm going to let you help each other, but not help from the crowd. Yeah, that's why you guys can help each other, but not from the crowd. All right, 5 seconds. You got to give me an answer. 3, 2. Is Bubble Guppies on the board? All right. It's your guys' chance. You got the numbers. Can you steal this one?
We're going to say Lizzie McGuire.
Lizzie McGuire. Is Lizzie McGuire on the board? Oh, this team keeps the point, but let's reveal these 2 answers before we move on. Kim Possible. Phineas and Ferb. Those are 2 pretty good shows. You guys missed those. All right, next up, next best person on the team. Kenna versus Sophie. Who's going to win? All right. After I read it, you can go. Name a vegetable that most people don't enjoy eating. I think Sophie barely beat you.
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. Kenna. If you can get the number one answer, your team can play. Do you have a guess?
Broccoli.
Broccoli. Number one answer. All right. We're going to start with you, okay? Name a vegetable that most people don't like eating.
Onions?
Is onions on the board? All right. Whoever's next, come up here because I can't see the screen from back here. Who wants to go next? Andrea, you're up. Somebody. 10 seconds. Five seconds. Okay, Aiden.
I want to say cauliflower.
Is cauliflower on the board? All right. You get one more chance. Name a vegetable that most people don't enjoy eating.
Cabbage.
Cabbage. You guys can still, not to break your spirits, but if they get this one, they win. Just saying. Do you guys have an answer? What was that?
Celery.
Is celery on the board? We got ourselves a tie game, but let's reveal the rest of these answers. Carrot. Peas. Spinach. Listen, we surveyed the internet, and this is what the internet told us, okay? All right, this is the final round. This is for everything. Come on, Isaac, you got it. All right, Isaac and Peyton, here we go. What's this one going to be? Oh, that's a lot of answers for this one. All right, as soon as I read it, you can go. Name an item that people commonly lose or misplace. That was Isaac, wasn't it? Okay, Isaac. Phone. Is phone on the board? All right, if you can get a higher one, your team can play.
Keys?
Is keys on there? All right, you guys want to play? All right. Since these two have went already, I'm going to need the rest of you to go. So, one of you three, up here. They're cheating, aren't they? All right, you got 5 seconds. You got to give me an answer. Money. Is money on the board? The judge gave it to him, so I can't override that one. Sorry. All right. Bug, what do you think? What's something that people lose a lot? TV remote. Number one answer. All right, Catherine. What's something that people lose a lot? Is hairbrush. Hairbrush, is it on the board? All right. You got 2 more chances. Aiden, we'll go back to you. Name something people lose a lot, something people misplace.
I want to say a phone charger.
Is phone charger on the board? It is. Kenna, 2 more answers and your team wins the first competition of the summer. Name something that people commonly lose or misplace. Headphones. Good. That's a good answer. But it's not on the board. Final chance. You guys be preparing an answer because you can still. All right, Peyton, what is it? What's something people lose or misplace? Glasses. Oh. It all comes down to this. Andrea, no pressure, but it's on you, pal. Name something people commonly misplace or lose. Hair ties. Bobby pins. All right. This is for everything. No pressure, but if you don't get this, they win. No, you can't have a minute. You have 10 seconds. Somebody count out there. All right, Isaac has the answer. Are you ready?
Jewelry.
Can they win this one? They win! The underdogs, with only 4 people win. They get the first point for the summer. Let's give everybody a round of applause. That was a good game. They're celebrating over there. I don't blame them. I'd be celebrating too. What a comeback. All right, before we start the message, we're going to pray together. And I just want to remind you guys, if anybody hasn't got one of the Comma t-shirts, I see a lot of you guys wearing them. If you're new and haven't got one, see Jacob tonight, because he will give you a box with a shirt and some other stuff in it, okay? So let's go ahead and pray. God, we thank you so much for tonight and just these past few days. And more than anything, I pray that, I know we had fun, but I pray that everyone here just remembers you and remembers your son Jesus more than anything, because that's what we're here for. And I pray that tonight's message just glorifies you in every way possible. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Well, if you've never been here before, my name's Jacob. I'm a student pastor here at CCC, and I'm glad that you're with us tonight. Tonight I'm excited because you're going to get to hear another guest speaker. Every night we've had a guest speaker. First night we had a guy named Philip Mullins from Gateway Christian Church, all the way up near Huntington, West Virginia. It's way out. Then last night we had someone named Morgan Poplowski. She's over from Virginia Tech, and she has a campus ministry there, and she did amazing. And then tonight you're going to get to hear from another guest speaker. And tonight's guest speaker, his name is Isaac, and he has the same last name as me because we're brothers. And so you're going to get to hear him tonight. He's my little brother, one of my little brothers, and I'm excited for him to speak. And so I want to ask if you guys will to help me welcome him to the stage and thank him for coming. So let's do that.
Alrighty, guys. How's the week been so far? Pretty good? Good? Good. Well, like you said, my name is Isaac. I am actually his little brother. He's got me by 3 years? 3 years? And so, anyway, I am currently a student at Concord University in a small town called Athens, and I'm an FCA leader there. Hobbies, I enjoy lifting weights and playing video games. Those are pretty much the only two I do. What kind of video games do you guys play? I was interested. Call of Duty? Fortnite? Yeah. The new season started today, right? Is it Aliens? Is that right? Yeah. Anything else? Minecraft? Gotcha. All right. Well, personally, I also, it's hard for me to admit as a 22-year-old, but I also play Fortnite some. And I also spend some time playing Battlefront and a little bit of Call of Duty as well. So, like Jacob said, we have now had 2 speakers, 2 nights. They had some really, really awesome speakers. Philip is amazing, and Morgan was amazing too. And for some reason now he invited me here. So, kind of a little step down, but that's all right. But tonight we're going to focus on the ending of Daniel. I know you guys have been going through it, and we're going to wrap this message up. We're going to wrap up Daniel 1 here. And first, to do that, I want to go ahead and recap with you guys. So, we had the Babylonians coming in, and they brought all these people into slavery, right? They took over the city. They had the King Nebuchadnezzar as their king there. And from those people, they chose the best and the brightest. So a couple thousand people they took out of there, and they wanted them to be slaves to the king. They wanted them to work in the king's palace. And because of that, they needed to go through a training program, and they needed to kind of rid them of their old self. And so they take away their names, they take away their usual diets, and they take away everything. They just try to destroy their... Out of these couple thousand people, we have Daniel, we have Hananiah, we have, I always have trouble with this one, Mishael, and we have Azariah. And remember, Daniel was pretty special, right? He was a strict follower of God, and was a great leader. And as Philip discussed the other night, the first night, King Nebuchadnezzar wanted all of his people to eat the best food. He wanted to eat all the best meats and all the best veggies and all this stuff. And Daniel had a problem with that. See, the food that was given to the king and his men was originally sacrificed to the gods. I know that that's not in there, but as you look at history, we kind of get to see that the food was first sacrificed to the gods. What the gods didn't want, they give it to the king and they give it to his people. Well, this was not the God of the Bible. This was not the true God, and this was not David's God. And because of that, David did not want to eat it, right? Instead, he asked only for vegetables for him and his men. Vegetables and water, no wine, nothing else to drink, no other meats. Vegetables and water. After 10 days, you remember him and his men looked better, healthier, and stronger than all of the other men there. There's a couple of people. Is anybody in here into lifting weights or anything yet? I know we're a little bit young still, but that's all right. Well, I'll tell you now, when you're training, it's about 30% training and about 70% what you eat. And so what you eat makes the biggest difference in how strong you are and how you look and all these other things. You can't outwork a bad diet. You might have heard that before. You can't compromise and just eat junk food. And in the same way, Daniel didn't compromise his faithfulness to God. And through lifting weights, I've actually had to do a lot of research on dieting and all that kind of thing. And in school, I learned, I'm in a biology major right now, so I take a couple nutrition classes. We learned that cheat meals don't work. So if you heard cheat days where you can just eat whatever you want, all sweets and donuts and ice cream, kind of what you guys ate today. That'd kind of be a cheat day. Anyway, we learned that cheat meals don't work because normally what they do is they lead to cheat days, and then they'll lead to cheat weeks and then cheat months, and then you're completely off the diet. They just don't work very well. How many of you in this room, how many times have you had a cheat day in your walk with Christ? Well, I'm just around my friends, right? I'm just around my friends, so I can pretty much say whatever I want. It really doesn't matter that much. It's just a website. I'll only visit it one time. I know it's wrong, but everyone else is doing it, so it's really not that big of a deal. You can't take a cheat day in your walk with Christ. So last night we saw Morgan discuss the baggage that comes with focusing heavily on yourself and not on God. That you try to take on all these different problems in life, and they begin to make your walk with Christ more difficult. And now that we've recapped, I want to get into the last verses of the chapter, which are 17 through 21. So again, that is Daniel 1, 17 through 21. It says, "To these 4 men God gave knowledge and understanding of all kinds of literature and reading. And Daniel could understand visions and dreams of all kinds. At the end of the time set by the king to bring them into his service, the chief official presented them to Nebuchadnezzar. The king talked with them, and he found none equal to Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. So they entered the king's service, in every matter of wisdom and understanding about which the king questioned them. He found them 10 times better than all the magicians and enchanters in his entire kingdom combined. And Daniel remained there until the first year of King Cyrus." So tonight I want to pay some special attention to a very important detail in the ending of that story. I want you to realize the fact that God did not necessarily bless any of these men with success and success in the kingdom until they had been tested. Yes, he kept them healthy when they were doing their vegetable and water only diet, right? So God was always there with them, but he didn't necessarily bless them. So, with that said, are you carrying all the struggles of your life by yourself, And are you cheating whenever you get the chance? Or are we going to be like Daniel, and we're going to focus our eyes on God and maintaining the faith that he'll bring you through whatever you're going through? I'm not going to sell it to you guys. Life is about to get tough. Most of you are middle school, high school. Some of you are going into high school. Some of you are about to start college. I don't know what's currently going on in your lives. Maybe you have issues with your friends or family of some kind. Maybe you're trying to maintain some type of social status. That's big, and especially when you're going to high school. I know you girls do it a lot. By the way, we will pause, and I want to tell you guys that the older you get, the less social media actually matters. I know right now it's huge, right? Your social status means everything, but it doesn't. Most of that online is fake. See, you get to see the best of everybody's lives, and so I don't want you all to get put down by what you see on social media. Got it? That was just a quick side note. Some of you are trying to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. I'm currently in my undergrad. I'm going to try and get into PT school. And, it's very stressful just trying to get everything done and trying to get good grades. Some of you are on your way to college and you're trying to figure out where you're going to go and if you're going to play sports or not. It's all a lot, right? Life is tough. But God is bigger than all of the tough things in your life. We're going to look at John 16:33, and that says, I have told you these things that you may have peace in me. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, for I have overcome the world. I just want you guys to know that you need to hold on. Just like Daniel, right? Daniel was taken as a slave out of his home. He was forced into a camp for 3 years to strip him of all that he knows and loves. He lost friends, he lost his family, and yet he continued to keep his faith. And for that, God blessed him. James 1:2-4 says, Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. On your walk with Christ, we're going to continue to grow throughout your life. We're going to continue to grow in maturity. And we're going to get better at dealing with sins. We're going to get better at praying. We're going to get better at all these things. And all that stuff takes time. And that's what we call maturity as a Christian. I need a volunteer. You are ready to go. Come on up. All right. I can give you this paper. Not much to it, is it? Pretty light? All right, I want you to take your hands and hold them out like this. Hold it out that way so the camera can see. Just like this. Hold the paper, both hands. There you go. Not much to that, is there? Pretty light, pretty easy. Keep it up straight. And there you go. Just want to hold it. Just want you to hold it there for a while. Guys, I want you to think of each piece of paper as an hour of your life, an hour spent. And I want you to think of this stack of papers as, your walk through life with Christ and your maturity as you grow. So, each time we do something good, so we study the Bible, right? We maintain our faith. We get more mature in our walk with Christ. Keep holding that up. We're not done yet. You start really focusing on praying, right? You start really watching what you say. You better hold that up. We're going to get a little heavier here. You didn't cheat on that test that everyone else was going to cheat on. I see you cheating. You're cheating now, holding it out here. I need you to hold it out here. You shared your testimony to a friend. And you're going to keep building in this maturity, right? You are continuing to serve others the best that you possibly can. And at times when you are stressed and anxious, you give it all to Jesus and let him take it. Is it getting pretty heavy? No? We can add more. No, but see, my point is that as we continue to mature, these little tiny hours, these single pieces of paper start to actually add up. And we can do this same pile on this side, right? When we have all the sins of our lives, and we continue to stack on sins through lying and cheating, and those things just get just as heavy. But then we come back over here to the maturity side, and whenever we're lying and sinning, we start knocking some of these off, and we're losing all that ground that we've gained. And it starts to get worse and worse. But the great thing about that is that when life knocks you down and you're losing ground, Jesus is back there. He comes along and he stacks them back up. He says, I got you. You lost some traction on your walk with me, but I got you. And so I'm going to keep building you up. I'm going to keep helping you, and we're going to put these pieces back together. All right, you're good to go. Here, I'll take those off your hands. Thank you. Guys, the main purpose of what I want to tell you guys tonight is that Jesus loves you unconditionally. He will continue to walk with you. He died for you. God sent his only son to be killed on a cross, to be tortured and murdered. And he still loves you. He did that for you. And so he is begging to walk with you through both the good stuff in your life and the really bad stuff. He wants to be there for all of it. And if you don't know what love is, if you've never experienced a love like this, if you've never had someone to come along and pick up your broken pieces whenever you fall, I encourage you to not leave here just come talk to one of us. Don't leave here and just walk out and forget about what we talked about tonight. Come up and talk to someone and get that same love, because God wants you so bad. I'm going to go ahead and ask the leaders. I told you guys we'd be short tonight, right? We're just wrapping up a story here. So I'll ask the song crew to come back up. And at this time, I just want to pray with you guys. All righty, let's pray. Lord, thank you for the day you've given us. Thank you for another time that we can be in your house and be able to spend time with one another and be able to fellowship. Lord, I know that we're wrapping up the end of a story of Daniel, Lord, and the struggles that he went through, and that we know that Daniel set an example for how we should live our lives, Lord, that even though he was going through some really, really tough and difficult times, Lord, that he stayed the course and that he stayed faithful to you. He didn't take shortcuts or cheat, Lord. He just maintained the course. And I pray, Lord, that as we go throughout our lives, whether it's in sports or school or anything else that we go through, Lord, that we know that you're by our side, and that if we keep our faith in you, Lord, that you will walk with us each step of the way, and that you'll be able to build us back up whenever we fall. Lord, I pray that as we go throughout the rest of the service, that everything that we do here will be uplifting to you, Lord, and that we can remember the story of Daniel as we go back into schools, Lord, and that we can hopefully share some of this with our friends and those who don't know your love, Lord, and that we can bring them into your love and your open arms, Lord. It's in Jesus' name that I pray, and amen.
Please stand and worship with us.
Is the world may see
check. Bring these down in the house. Totally. You don't even need them in here. So, I think are we good, Cooper? Are we on? All right, sounds good. Well, hey, I don't know if you all's to kind of let you have an opportunity to think through some of the things that we talked about tonight in a more personal level for you. Hope you were thinking about that already during the message, but group time is designed to do that with all the rest of our students. So the rest of them have already left of the auditorium, and they are down now in their small group rooms, and they are having these same questions that we're going to walk through with their leaders, and they're kind of just working through some of these things. So we're going to do those together, but we also would love to hear from you and as you're thinking through some of these things as well. So let us know if you got anything that you want to share in the comments, or if you have a question that you want to reach out, just put it in there. But yeah, so we'll kind of go through some of these questions. But maybe if someone just now joined, Isaac, why don't you kind of just share again, like, well, one, he's my brother, but also like what you're doing right now and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I'm currently at Concord University getting my undergrad, attempting to get into PT school, and currently an FCA staff member there. And so we actually just started FCA Outdoors, where we actually take both people who have and who have not hunted before, and we take them out and get to fellowship with them as well. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, yeah, Isaac, we're about 3 years apart, something like that, somewhere around in there, 3 years. And then he's got an identical twin brother named Ethan, which is also my brother, but his identical twin. His name's Ethan. So if you see them on social media and you run into someone named Ethan, but he looks exactly like Isaac, it's because it's his twin. So anyway, we're gonna jump into some of these questions that we sent out to our group leaders, and we're gonna work through some of these together. Let's do that right now. So our first question is this: PlayStation or Xbox? Which are you?
All right, this is a tough question. It's a very heated question.
It is a very heated debate question.
So I used to have PlayStation, love PlayStation. Yeah. Now I have an Xbox, and I think PlayStation, I like their controllers better. I think they have better controllers. One of my biggest faults with having an Xbox is changing out the batteries in the controller about every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But Xbox has a more wide variety of games.
Gotcha.
So that's why I go with it. Now you have I
have a PlayStation. Yeah.
You have a PlayStation.
Yeah. And like we grew up playing PlayStation 2. Mm-hmm. Like that's all we've ever had. Yeah. And so it wasn't that long ago when I bought a PlayStation, because I haven't had like any kind of video games since essentially since I lived at home.
Yeah.
Like so it's been since I graduated high school since I had really even played a video game until like within the past like 6 months. I don't know, something during while we were all quarantining COVID, like me and Haley, we bought a PlayStation and she bought a Switch. So we do play now some, and so we actually play Fortnite. So it happens. I always said like I will never play Fortnite, and then I was like, hey, I'll jump on there to play with students because it's a good way to connect with you guys. And then now I'm playing even when they're not on. So that happens. But
I can't believe them.
Yep.
I admit on live YouTube here that I'm 22 playing Fortnite.
Hey, well, at least you're not 25, married.
That's true.
With a full-time job and playing Fortnite.
That's true.
At least you're still in college.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. That's right. We're gonna start streaming on Twitch. No.
No.
So yeah. No, I'm definitely PlayStation. Let us know which one you play. So think of something that you have worked extremely hard on and succeeded in. What comes to your mind?
So our FCA, when I got to Concord, it was like really, really good. We had really good staff members. And at this time, I was not a member of FCA. I had just come for the first time, and it was the end of my freshman year. I pretty much finally found the building and figured out the time that they were doing and everything. And we went from having an awesome staff there to having almost no one in one semester. And so when I was offered it, I was a little bit reluctant, but I said yes and became one of the FCA members. And we have slowly started building that back up. And even in COVID, at first we probably lost 20 or 30 students. And then throughout the time we were trying to build that back up, and we're trying to grow it and get people there. And I think that especially next semester, we're actually going to have a really, really good group. COVID's finally going down. So I think that has been something I've been proud of growing.
Gotcha.
So.
That's good. That's good. I think for me, I would say, I would say just being part of has been what's happened here, like with our students, and it's been really awesome to be part of that. But honestly, I say being part of it because literally, almost everything that happens here happens because we have such an awesome team of people who pull everything together every week and every night this week. This is the last night of CSKO, and we just have so many adult volunteers that have come around and they just have taken care of so many things, and that has been amazing. And then so many student volunteers to come around and take care of things. I mean, you saw tonight for the first time what all happens in a service. There's a lot going on to pull off what happens in service, and almost everything is done by students. And so it's just being able to be part of all those things has been really awesome. So where do you notice God working in your life right now?
I would definitely say, in college, when you get into school, it's a whole different ball game, and it's difficult to keep track of your days and your amount of time, and reading the Bible and actually paying attention to what you're doing in life. And I think that especially now in my last 2 years of college, I've really started focusing less on just school and the college life, and more came back down to all right, school, a little bit of video games, and then we have FCA tonight, and we have Bible studies. And I think that I've definitely matured in that way over the last 2 years. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think about for me, just in many of my relationships, I think is where I feel like God is moving the most. It just with whether that be with friends or just people that I'm close with. Of course, I feel God move when it's just me and Him. But there's when you're with other people, it's there's a different shift there, and then something else takes place. And so for me, I see when I'm with friends, I spend a lot of time and get breakfast every week with Jonah, and I think he would say the same thing. I feel every week it's such an encouragement, and it doesn't even matter if we talk about something super serious or something that's just whatever. But it's when you're just with other people who are one, like-minded, but even more importantly, two spirit-filled people who gather together. There's something about that that you can feel God moving, and even in the simple and the silly things that you that you do or that you talk about, and then when those serious times comes, it's amplified. And so for me, I would say in my relationships is where I feel like God is moving the most. It's just in those friendships and relationships with students and some of my leaders and people like that. It's just that's where I feel I can tell and see God moving the most for me. So let us know where you see God moving right now in your life. Let us know what you're seeing. So how does knowing you have Christ walking with you through both the good and the bad affect your life?
I would say the biggest impact through knowing that is confidence. Mm-hmm. And so knowing that in the good that God's been there with you, and He's blessed you, and you're able to work through that good time and actually bring more people to Christ. And then also in the bad times when you're struggling, it gives you faith and confidence that there's another day and that you can push through. So I'd say confidence in one word would be the biggest.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think for me, it's constantly being reminded of His faithfulness, because by definition is being faithful is being there in the good and being there in the bad. And so for me, it's those bad times are not just bad times, they're clear signs and reminders of God's faithfulness. And the good times, even though it may not, I may not think about it in the middle of it being good, because sometimes, let's be honest, when things get good, sometimes we don't think as much about God as we do in the bad, because we're like, oh, things are good, and it's like, I don't need him right now. But yet
I'm doing good by myself.
But yet he's the cause of the good,
Yeah.
you know? And so I just feel like faithfulness is what comes to mind when I think about this, because the good and the bad both push me and remind me of God's faithfulness for sure. It's just a reminder. But it's, like I said, in the good and the bad. So if you could take one thing away from CSKO, what would it be? So maybe, because I know you've listened to the other messages.
Yep.
So
Yes.
what would you say? And maybe even your own. I don't know. Maybe it's something God revealed to you while you were studying. What?
Yeah, I would say, I remember Philip the first night talked about staying faithful through the hard times and stuff. And I would say that's the biggest thing that I took from Daniel, and his story of, he had some terrible, terrible things happen to him, put in slavery. None of us are going to experience stuff as bad as he experienced, and yet he was always faithful. I mean, even to death. I mean, even the soldier told him that, or the one of the, I think it was the commander underneath the king. Anyway, he told him that, if they started looking sick and weak, and the king figured out they weren't eating their food, I mean, they'd cut their heads off. And yet he didn't really care. He put God before even his own life, and that amount of faith is mind-blowing to me. And so I'd take away faith more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of the things, and I don't remember if Philip or Morgan or you mentioned it now that I'm thinking through this, but like one of the things that blew my mind was when I was studying Daniel, and realized that Daniel was a teenager. Like the assumption is like that Daniel was like this, just because we assume that he must have been older and because he was mature and had these decisions made. But like, no, the assumption is like Daniel was somewhere around like 12. Between like 12 and 15 years old. Like that's when, and then you read that story in light of that, and it's like it's even more amazing than just simply, what took place, but the fact that he was that young and still had that much faith.
Yeah, I know that he actually served in different kingdoms, various kingdoms, almost his entire life.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I think for me, one of the things that, like one of my biggest takeaways would be some of the things that Morgan talked about last night about being intentional with life, because I think about most of us, if we're honest, just allow life to happen to us. And I think, like as Christians, our job is like when it comes to being intentional, it's not just sit back and let whatever happen. It's being intentional and almost like, it sounds cheesy, but like instead of life happening to you, like you happening to life. Like that's kind of the attitude and the mindset that I think we should all have. Like when it comes to life, like you go out and you do things on purpose and for a reason. And yeah, you may not be able to control every outcome, and you shouldn't be able to control every outcome. But yet in the midst of that, you had a purpose for it. And so I think about like when I was a teenager, I think a lot of times I was just like existing more than anything. And so I think about like the way that I would spend my time. Like how much time did I waste just looking at social media or scrolling through social media, or wasting time playing a video game. Or for me, I loved basketball, and like, yeah, I'm glad I played basketball, but like that didn't get me to a closer relationship with Jesus. Like how much time did I waste shooting a basketball? And that now is benefiting me. None. And clearly it didn't benefit me because we've been playing in a league and we lost every single game. So it clearly didn't benefit me at all. But seriously, like for me, it's like when we're intentional with our time and with our relationships, with all of those things, like intentionality is just like, it's key to having a life that can be marked by, and I don't want to say success in the terms of like, hey, this is a like prosperity gospel, like just do what you're supposed to do and then God's going to bless you. But like, and because that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that God built the world, right? He designed the world. And it's amazing that when we do what the designer says to do, how much better life is. So it's like as long as you do these things, and we find them in Scripture, and it's funny how things work out. That things function better. And so, but all of those things take intentionality, and they don't just take existing in life. And so, intentionality is definitely for me, like that's one of my biggest takeaways. And I feel like that's one of the things that God's been working on me with right now. In general, is just being intentional with friends, being intentional with my time, being intentional with my wife, being intentional in all of those areas instead of just allowing things to go on and allowing things to happen, just doing things on purpose. So that was our last question. Is there anything else you want to say that you didn't get to say or anything?
Just adding to what you just said, like the basketball thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can be intentional in basketball. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, even those things that you love to do and extracurricular activities, you can find God in that, and you can have ways to share God and His gospel in those things. So you can also be intentional in those moments where you're doing other things too. So.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that is it for CSKO. I just want to say thank you for all of those who watched online tonight and any other night. For those of you who may go back and see this later, who were here in person, we're just glad that you guys were part of what is happening here. We have a summer that is packed full of so many different things that we are so excited to get into. I mean, everything from church camp to crew nights to summer groups. We've got so much happening this summer. And if you want more information on any of those things, reach out to me. Send me an email, send me a text, whatever. You can find all my information on our website, and you can just go to chilhowiechurch.com and then look at the staff page, and you'll be able to see all the information for me, my email address, and my phone number there. Just send me a text, call me, email me, whatever, if you want any more details about what's going on this summer. But again, we've got church camp coming up. We've got crew nights, we've got summer groups. All those are happening all summer long, and so we're so excited to get into those things. So again, if you have questions, just reach out to me and let me know. So thank you all for watching. So glad that you were part of CSKO, whether that was in person or online. And we hope to see you again as we are gathering back together in August, and you're going to be doing a lot more online and live streaming again. This summer we'll be having some videos posted, but we won't be going live in a service like we've been doing right now. So it'll be a little while before one of those happens again. But got a lot coming this summer. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you guys later.